guys, it's Lakeisha with What's Next, and I'm here again in my husband Johnny's kitchen. Tonight I'm going to do another quick and easy dish, but it's all going to be in just one dish. So I'm going to go through these steps kind of quickly, but I'll make sure that you understand exactly what it is I'm doing. I'm going to make a chicken and bacon pasta. Super delicious, cheesy, creamy. Oh my goodness, I can't wait for you guys to get this one done in your home so you can taste how delicious it really is. So let's get started. I've got a glass 9 by 12 baking dish. I'm gonna take pasta. I'm gonna use the penny. You can use one box or you can use the bag. Doesn't matter which one you use. And you can even use spiral. You can use elbow, whichever pasta you prefer. The penny is just what I'm going to use. So I'm gonna open that up and put it inside. Dry, of course. Once you get that inside, then we're going to take some sun-dried tomatoes. Now, it doesn't matter what brand you get, but you want to get at least an 8.5, 8. You could even use more if you really like the tomatoes, a 10-ounce jar. Just depends on what they have at your grocery store. These can be a little difficult to find in some places. But once you open that up, you're going to notice there's some oil inside. And that's okay. You can go ahead and pour all that oil and the tomatoes right inside. Now, this will be a little tricky to get out. You may have to use a spoon to help you, or if you're like me, you just want to simply use your finger because it's easier to get it out. You're going to want to spread that oil around on your pasta, and it's going to help give you that flavor and get those tomatoes. So once you get that all out of there, just kind of mix it around on your pasta, because again, we're doing this all in this one glass dish. So we got that all out of there. We get that out of the way. Get a paper towel here. All right. And next we're going to just use some seasoning because I got that oil on top of my noodles, so it'll be really good time to stick my seasoning in here. Now you can use some Italian seasoning, pepper, salt, garlic seasoning, whatever seasoning you use. I'm going to use some garlic and herb and just kind of put it over top of my noodles and that oil. I'm going to use a little bit of onion powder. Minced onion would work as well. And then my basic that I use a lot, you guys will probably notice, is my seasoning salt. I'm going to put a little bit of that in here too. So I'll go ahead and move those out of the way. Next, I'm going to throw in my main protein, which is going to be my chicken. So what I use this time, you could use a rotisserie chicken, but I chose to buy like the fajita chicken that's already pre-cooked. It's like the grilled flavored chicken. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to spread that over my pasta here. And I've got the juices that come in the bag naturally. So I'm going to let that go in there. Oh, I got a little bit that, get that out of there. There we go. Set that to the side. And I've chopped up some just plain yellow onion. So I'm going to put that in here as well. We're just going to kind of move this around so it's nice and even. Now before I get too many ingredients in here and my pasta is still exposed, I'm going to go ahead and put my chicken broth. So you want to do one of your, I use the 32 ounce. I know sometimes your grocery store may sell the smaller ones, but you want at least 32 ounces of that chicken broth. If you need the low sodium, that's fine. You can substitute that. So we're going to go ahead and pour a whole one of these over top here. And that is what's going to help with cooking your pasta, but also give you that flavor to go along with your chicken and everything else that you're putting in here. So we'll set that over to the side. And then our last add-ins are going to be some spinach. I've got about a cup of spinach here. I did not cut it or anything. I left it whole. It's just the baby spinach. So I'm going to put that in here because for those of you who have cooked with spinach before, you know that it does cook down pretty well. So even though it looks big and fluffy right now, once it cooks, it's going to in fact be nice and small. And it's going to soak up some of that juice as well. So we'll kind of just mix that around. Our other protein is going to be our bacon. So I've taken some pre-cooked bacon, or you could cook it on your own. And I've just kind of broken it up, and not really tiny pieces because I want to be able to taste it. So I've taken that and broke it up into pieces. And this is about 4 slices of bacon. So I want to just kind of put that around on top here so that it gets mixed in. And then last but not least, this is going to seem a little odd, but I'm going to open up 1 box of cream cheese. I've let it soften a little, but it doesn't have to be completely soft. It can still be, where it's in its actual square that it came in, or rectangle, whatever. And I'm going to just put this right on top here. I'm going to scrape off the package to get as much of it as I can off. There we go. And I will yet set that aside. One step that I didn't show you, but I think it's probably pretty much common sense, is that you spray your glass dish before you start this, because you do in fact want to make sure it's not going to stick. But with the cream cheese, you do not have to spread this around. I have a little bit on my spatula here, so I am going to try to get that off. But it will melt down in. The only thing I do want to do is kind of move and make sure that all my pasta does have some of that chicken broth. So I'm just going to kind of push it down. Everything else can kind of sit on top, because believe it or not, as it cooks, it's going to start cooking in together, including that cream cheese. So I have my oven preheating at 400, and we're going to be cooking this for about 30 minutes. What we're going to do is, when we get to about the last 25, or after 25 minutes, I should say, we've got 5 minutes left. We're going to take this out of our oven, and we're going to spread mozzarella cheese over the top. So you'll want to set your timer to 25 minutes. You're going to open up your oven, pull out your rack, spread your mozzarella cheese over top, and then put it back in the oven for that last 5 minutes so that that mozzarella cheese can melt on top. But at this point, we are done. We're just going to cook it open like this for 25 minutes with the additional 5 minutes with the cheese. So I'm going to go ahead and pop it in, and we'll come back with you as soon as we get all finished. All right, after about 40 minutes in the oven, I went ahead and took it out, put the mozzarella cheese on top, put it back in for about 5 more minutes, and look what we've got. A delicious 1-dish meal. Super quick, super easy. You guys saw how I put it together. Very simple. Did not have to do much work with this. Took me about 5 minutes for everything. So let's go ahead and dish it out and see how it looks. Again, this is our chicken bacon pasta. Oh my goodness, look at all those colors in there with that spinach and those tomatoes and all that ooey gooey cheese. Now remember, you guys can use whatever kind of pasta you'd like. I chose the penne, but whatever you choose is fine. You can make any substitutions that you would like, but gosh, look at that. And remember, I promised that if you put it all in the dish and followed my instructions and made sure that those noodles were down in that chicken broth, that it would cook just fine. And it sure did. You can see it clear as day there. But I have to make one correction. I said 30 minutes, and I ended up leaving it about 10 extra minutes. So I do want to make that correction. I'll make sure to put that in the comments. But I'm going to do my taste test. Oh my goodness, it's steaming. Nice and hot. Look at all of that. Get a little bit of everything here. Get some of our chicken. Hmm. Man, that is a mouthful of flavor. Super good. Well, another quick and easy success story. This is Lakeisha with What's Next in my husband Johnny's kitchen, and I'll see you guys next time.